head of SIV here with Grecia. How's it going, Grecia?
Good.
Chief TikTok Officer.
Follow our TikTok. You want clinical trials?
Thank you. Was it a good SIV?
It was. It was very good. Very informational.
How much did they go for? So what do I say?
We're here at the site
Hi.
with
Waithira.
Waithira.
Yes.
And Lana and Katie, who doesn't want to be on videos, but
You got me on schedule.
next week. So we're talking about being a contract CRA.
Yes.
And, you know, we're not going to talk about the study or anything, but the market's pretty bad right now for CRAs.
Unfortunately.
Not for sites, but for CRAs.
Yes, it is. And I think probably the reason why the market's bad, I think after COVID, there was so much uptake in work. And then for, I think, what, 2-3 years after that, well, up to 2023, it was so much, you know, they were looking for CRAs left, right, and center. And then 2023 hit, and there was just no jobs. Nobody was calling, no recruiters were calling. And if they did, it was few and far between, and they were looking for very specific CRAs, you know, like specific to a certain kind of indication. So if you don't have experience in that area, then you're probably not likely going to get hired. So I will say though, I have seen an uptake right now in hiring again. So I feel like yes, right now.
That's good news
quarter,
for you guys.
Yeah, starting this new quarter, I have seen, or at least personally, I have gotten a lot of calls from recruiters.
But that's where we're gonna get into your story now, because you're a contract CRA, and a lot of people want to do that, and usually it's like during recessions that people have to make the switch.
Right.
And can you just tell us a little bit about your career, and we'll have her LinkedIn underneath the video, so everybody go connect. But just a little bit about your career, like walk us through.
Yeah, so what would I say? So I got into research actually because I was trying to get into med school, but then quickly realized I didn't have money to go to med school. So, and I still wanted to stay in the medical field. And I was introduced to research, and I started off as a research assistant actually. I am from Atlanta, so I started off as a research assistant at a clinic in Atlanta, worked my way up to a clinical research coordinator.
So CRC life.
Yes.
So you have empathy with these.
Yes, and that's why I love actually working with clinical research coordinators, because I've been there and I understand.
We're surrounded by CRCs right
yes.
now. Katie's right there.
CRC
You gotta wait for next week for Katie. Lana's on a lot.
Yeah, so I was a CRC for a couple years, maybe 4 or 5 years. And then I went into a bridging program that bridged CRCs into CRAs.
Were you CRC in Atlanta?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. And then became a CRA, and started my CRA career. Of course, started full time, and then I realized quickly that contracting makes more money. The only downside with contracting though is you have to be on your toes, because once your contract is over, then you got to make sure you're set up to have that time where you have that bounce where you can still live and not have a contract as you wait to get the next one.
And a lot of people, what inspired you? I used to do some contract CRA work too. Without naming the company name, it's one of the better ones we've ever worked with, period, of any sponsor we've had. You know, we have our favorites, and this is definitely one of them. But what inspired you to become a contract CRA? Because there's a lot of people right now that think, oh, I mean, I get asked that almost every day, but not everyone can do that. Not everyone is gonna go promote themselves. I looked at your LinkedIn while we were doing the slides, and you're on webinars. I mean, you're promoting yourself. You said yes to this video, like most people are timid and think it's weird. You said yes. You're obviously the right kind of person for it, but what if someone's not that person? First of all, what is that person, and then how can they become it?
Definitely. I think as a contractor, first of all, you have to be able to know how to manage your own time, because you have more, your workload is more free. So you're not under a lot of management as a contractor. So you have to be able to know your protocols, your sites, when you're going to be at this place, when you're going to get back, And sometimes you'll have 3 different contracts at the same time, 3 completely different company, so you have to be really good at time management.
How many do you have right now?
Just one, yeah.
This one's enough.
Yes, it's enough.
Yeah.
So that's what I was gonna say. Depending on the workload, you can do 3 or you can do 1 or so you have to be really good at time management, and again, you also have freedom with your schedule, and that's why I chose to go the contract route, because I pretty much manage my schedule, besides the time where of course I give to the project. I'm like, these are the hours that I have, and they ask for my availability. It's not like they come to me and tell me, here are the visits you have to do. They say, okay, these are the visits we have planned, are you available? So it's more of a partnership rather than you working under someone,
Yeah.
So it's kind of like working for yourself.
Yeah.
Kind of, So that's what I enjoy.
How did you start it? Because I noticed it's a LLC, or it's a company, right? Yeah. Is it just you, or is it you and a few other series?
It's just me. It's just me. And you don't have to start an LLC. You can still get contract opportunities on W-2. So it's really up to you on how you want to go about it. Yeah. So for me, I started off as a W-2 and then eventually just started my own LLC and worked on that way.
Any advice for these coordinators while they're still here? You got young Katie Welch right there, young Lana.
I think advice I would say is, in research, it's all about working as a team. You have to work as a team. Even as a CRA, my coordinators are part of my team. No one is above everybody, anyone. We're all working together to make sure that, whatever study we're working on, these patients can get this drug that eventually will help them. And that's the ultimate goal, right? Mm-hmm. So that's the advice I would give them.
And now contracting, would you ever go back to not being a contractor?
Yeah. I mean, it really depends on, where my life is at the time. If I get to a point in my life where I want to settle down, don't want to travel too much, don't want to be on my toes, trying to find out what my next project is going to be, I'm not opposed to going back into full-time. I think it's what works for your life at that time.
As far as being a senior CRA, you can control, you were saying you can control more of your schedule. Yep. Do you find, recently you said there have been more opportunities. Do you still say no to projects?
Yeah. I mean, and different projects ask for different things. So I may also not be qualified for that project. So some, like I said in the beginning, some, company sponsors are looking for a specific CRA with experience in a specific indication. So if you haven't worked in that indication, they're just not going to pick you.
And you must go to a lot of sites. I know when I was doing, I had a 3-year stint as a contract CRA.
Oh, nice.
So I would go, at the time I lived in Orange County, California, and they would send me to San Francisco and then just around Southern California, so it wasn't that much travel. What kind of, you come from Atlanta all the way to Yuma. By the way, how do you like Yuma?
Well, I've only been here a few hours in the site, so I can't really say anything about Yuma. Can't really say.
It's fantastic.
What do you think about Arizona, Phoenix?
It's hot.
Yeah.
It's hot. Yeah.
That doesn't change. It does not.
I bet it's nice in the winter though.
It's beautiful.
Yeah,
it is.
Yeah, I've never been here in the winter, so
we never experienced snow here, particularly in the Southwest.
Yeah, but it snows some
it's like up north, like the Flagstaff area, like North Tucson. But we, as in Yuma, small town, we don't experience that. It's like it's sweater weather, but
but it's not like
you take it off midday.
Yeah,
then you put it back on around 8.
So it doesn't really get cold.
In the winter,
like 60.
Oh yeah,
that's pushing
it's cold for here.
I mean, for here, yeah.
For here, yes. I'm freezing my tuchus off. So, but
I'm 5 minutes from California.
I'm Yuma bred, so
California is like 5 minutes away from here.
Oh wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's just over the river. What kind of sites do you like to go to? There's a whole bunch of different. Like, do you like the academic medical centers? Do you like the small?
It depends. I think I like to go to organized sites. I think that's what I would like to say. It depends, because I could go to a small site that's disorganized or a big site that's disorganized. It doesn't really matter. If you're organized,
she likes organized sites.
It doesn't matter.
Good thing she's here.
I know.
Well, thank you so much for your time. I gotta go. Unfortunately, I have a long trip ahead of me.
Go follow underneath the video on LinkedIn. Thank you so much.
Yes,
we
of
appreciate
course.
it.
Thank you, and thank you for the book.
And last minute
Everybody
advice
go
for
get
anyone
this.
trying to get in. What should they do?
Into research?
Yes.
I would say talk to people that are in the field.
There you go.
Talk to people that are in the field. That's how I got in.
We're gonna talk to you now. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Dan.